And here we are along the banks of the Yamuna River in Vrindavan. Very special time here. I really enjoy these areas where you don't get bothered too much, you know, not many people around. So this talk will entail a small amount of ideas surrounding the emotion of disgust, impurity, purity, and morality. It affects many areas of our lives as individuals and society as a whole. Personality can be predicted in disgust sensitivity, political attitude can be predicted in disgust sensitivity, and there's been much research into the field of disgust using the DSS, disgust sensitivity scale, and there's other forms of measuring disgust sensitivity. We are binded together and sometimes divided by ideas of what we consider to be disgusting. Everybody likes to talk about the Aghori Sadhus, and it's a very small population, but they are around. It's important to mention that the Aghoris are shrouded in a great amount of mystery, as they are usually very secluded from society. And even if you were able to find one, they are usually on the antisocial side of behavior, not in a violent way, but they are offensive as far as societal standards are concerned. They are not concerned with any taboos. In fact, they embrace them as a form of their spirituality. Most traditional Hindus practice purity in every sense of the word, and Hindu society at large tends to fear them, the Aghoris. Not just feared, mortified of them. So who is the Aghoris' main god? Shiva, the destroyer, but they also have a great reverence for the goddess Kali, destroyer, creator, whom is related to Shiva. So what are some of their known practices? They eat putrid flesh from corpses. Some of them practice necrophilia. Intoxicants such as alcohol are used in ceremony, probably much needed for the kind of stuff that they do. They use extremely foul language. At least when I believe I met one, he was pretty aggressive towards me. One of their main rites of passage is actually meditating upon a corpse, because they do tend to stay near the cremation grounds as they smother themselves. They cover themselves in ashes of holy men who have passed on, disappeared. Now, not all Aghoris practice the extreme form that I'm talking about. You see these videos. I saw one on CNN where, you know, there's this wild man, just completely, you would almost find him mentally ill. And there's a fine line between mental illness and the practice of Aghor, fearlessness. So why? Why seemingly practice? Why would you want to practice these rituals? Why do they want to practice these rituals? The philosophy is, all things being of God, there is no pure or impure. Shiva is in everything. So there is no condemnation in impurity, but traditional Hinduism says purity is of the utmost importance. Goodness is of the utmost importance. The Aghoris do not see it as a dualistic world. It is non-dualistic. Hence, they can practice these extreme rituals. They believe if you truly want to have divine connection with God, you must abandon all aspects of comfort and attachment materially to anything. All of it gone. Your attachment to your family, your attachment to any kind of love, as far as men and women, that's non-existent. You live a life of solitude. Many of them are living very, very solitude lives. And that's why they're very difficult to find, the true Aghoris. But they tend to lurk along the riverbanks, not here, but in Varanasi, in Benares. And they stay near the cremation grounds in the river, and they collect bones. They wear bones, you know, as sometimes headbands, sometimes belts. You see them, when you see them, they look pretty wild, and they're very unpredictable. So if you want to follow this path, what would you have to do? How long does it take? What's going on? Now this is kind of going to be, might be a little bit too vague, not very detailed, because not much is known. It's not much known about them. So first thing, say goodbye to your family and friends forever. Forever. Say goodbye to your village forever. You will never be allowed to return. Contact with the family is considered to be a defilement of the Aghori trying to achieve enlightenment. You would need to find a human skull and break it apart and use the skull top as a eating bowl and a drinking bowl. And you must only drink and eat from this. You better be willing to accept death, decay, any type of offenses. You must accept that lifestyle. Eating trash, in the extreme cases, feces, urine. You have to be willing to go through that. I mean, this is one of the most, I would say, one of the most difficult paths to take if you wanted to take it. Now, that's the whole reason they're doing it, actually. You must accept solitude. They live lives in great isolation. Now they do come to the burning ghats where they burn the bodies to collect bones and also meditate. No violence, no hate, resentments, no emotion attachment at all. None. Get rid of it. It is not good for your path. Forget about money. Just forget about it. God provides for you everything, and God is in all things. You must meditate. A great amount of meditation is involved. And this entire process takes 10 to 12 years, I believe, to truly come to the point of enlightenment that they're talking about. And even then, you're always growing, but I'm saying this is a big milestone for them, is being called a true Aghori. Now, in the Western world, danger comes when personalities abandon disgust without a higher purpose. Some Western world philosophy is also highly ingrained with duality. So this gives dark personalities in the West a more dangerous element, since there is that connection with good and evil. Now, with the Aghoris, there's a higher purpose and no duality, no good and evil. That is also part of why they are feared. So you must accept impurity, because inside impurity and disgust, God also resides. God is in all things, according to the Aghoris. Now, disgust is an ingrained emotion in humans. You have core disgust, which involves blood, gore, rotten foods. Then you have moral disgust. Now, moral disgust is different, because the disgust sensitivity depends on the values of your socio-cultural or religious structures. And it's normally an important emotion because it leads us to what is considered to be goodness and cleanliness in all aspects. If God is only goodness, then we must desire to strive towards goodness, to be one with God. Now, destroy that emotion. It means nothing. It is only attachment. That is the only way you will attain divine connection in the Aghori sense. Now, some people believe that they're mentally ill. They're the extreme ones, that they're mentally ill, and this is just a way for them. Basically, it's better than putting them into a psych ward. You know, like back in the day in the 50s in the United States, when psych wards were just out of control. So this is their way of treating the mentally ill, by providing, there's a form of structure and community in it. Now, that's not what I'm saying it is. I'm just giving you an example of what some people believe. Now, the other side of it is, some people respect them greatly because of the ritual, the aesthetics, everything, the power they believe they hold. It goes against every Hindu tradition. It goes against every aspect of Hindu societal ideas.
Whoa.